Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come through, what messages come out with the cards that come through in this reading today. So the first card we have is the Temperance card. You do have Sagittarius energy. You could be dealing with another Sagittarius. This could also be your energy. Do you feel like with the Five of Cups shown up in the reverse, this does give water sign energy? Could also be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or even Scorpio. And we have the Three of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. So with the King of Swords shown up here at the bottom of the deck, this does feel like a bit of a detached energy. This does feel like an energy of someone who may be kind of being distant. I do feel like there is a sense of kind of being in a space where there may be a desire for communication, or being in a space where there is a sense of needing to talk about something with someone. I do feel like with this King of Swords shown up over here, this feels like an energy of someone who is in a space where they could have their focus elsewhere, or in a space where it's like they're not ready to be able to really talk about something in a way that's going to bring things closer. I do feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here though, this does feel like an energy of kind of, as far as the feelings that this person gets from you, this person may actually view you as someone who's quite balanced. And I do feel like there's a sense of being able to experience this sense of comfort within this connection because of that. I do feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here, this also feels like a sense of someone who's going with the flow within this connection. So I do feel like there is a sense of actually feeling comfortable in this connection with you as well when it comes to how this person feels about you. I do feel like with this Temperance card showing up over here, this also feels like a sense of kind of, when it comes to how this person feels about you, do you feel like them kind of perceiving you as being someone who's quite balanced, someone who's quite temperance, and also someone who is in control, has self-control. I do feel like with the Five of Cups showing up in the reverse, this does feel like a healed energy. This does feel like a sense of being in a space where you're ready to move on from anything that's kind of taking you out of a space where you're able to feel empowered, be able to feel like there is a sense of having everything under control. So I do feel like with this Five of Cups, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where you are, I do feel like you're in a great place. You are healing, especially when it comes to anything from the past that could be kind of like baggage that is no longer going to be serving you. So it feels like an energy of being ready to move on from that. With the Three of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of kind of waiting on something or waiting on someone. With this Three of Wands though, this does feel like an energy of being in a space of being able to actually have expectancy in waiting for something or someone. I do feel like with the Three of Wands, this does feel like a successful energy, especially when it comes to being able to have a connection with the potential of growth and expansion. This does also feel like an energy of distance. You do feel like physical distance more so, but there's a sense of being able to experience either plans around being able to travel because of distance. But with this King of Swords, this also feels like an energy of kind of experiencing an emotional distance in this connection. With this Three of Wands, this does feel like an energy of kind of experiencing a reason to be able to actually be closer in this connection. And I do feel like this, especially when it comes to this person's actions towards you, is reflected in them taking that initiative. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. And we have the King of Pentacles. And we got the Moon card showing up in the reverse. We do have some Pisces energy with this. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot, and we have some Cancer energy with this. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or even another Sagittarius. But with the Chariot card showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being able to overcome obstacles in your way or in your path, or even within this connection with someone, as far as any kind of barriers between, or anything that's kind of acting as a barrier between the two of you and your connection. I do feel like with the Chariot card, this does again feel like energy of travel. So there could actually be travel, someone coming to see you. I do feel like there is also a sense of being able to experience a sense of being able to experience this connection kind of moving forward, and also things leading up to somewhere noticeable, somewhere that you feel is progress within this connection with this person. I do feel like with the Nine of Pentacles card showing up over here, it feels like an energy of an independent energy. I do feel like you could be actually, as far as how this person's perceiving you or feels about you, there's an independent side of you that they are in admiration of. I do feel like it's something that's also attractive to them. And I do feel like when it comes to the energy of the kind of person you're attracting to yourself, this feels like an energy of being able to attract someone who's kind of matching your energy. So I do feel like as far as being in a space where it's like you're in your bag as far as self-care, as well as also being on top of things when it comes to your career, to your finances, this does feel like also an energy of attracting a person who has a lot going for them and has all of that together as well. Do you feel like there's a frequency vibration that's a match? Do you feel like with this Nine of Pentacles, this does feel like an energy of also being able to experience a sense of being able to build something that's going to be stable and something that's going to be long lasting within this connection? Do you feel like that's what this person sees when it comes to the way they are seeing a future with you? Do you feel like with the King of Pentacles catching up over here, this does feel like an energy of being in a good place, and especially when it comes to materially, resources wise, this feels like being in a good space. And I do feel like you're experiencing more abundance in your career and your finances with this card showing up over here. It also feels like an energy of having all of that stuff under control and being able to see a lot of that stuff being something that is under your control. And I do feel like it's very satisfying. I do also feel that with this King of Pentacles card showing up over here, it does feel like an energy of also being able to be somebody who's in control. I do feel like within those spaces, so within work, within even your finances. And I do feel like with this King of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like a stable energy. So I do feel like it's for the long run. And I do also feel like there's a sustainable quality to this connection because of it. I do feel like with the Moon in the reverse, it feels like an energy of being able to find out more about a person that's actually kind of bringing a lot of who they are, what they're about, and even secrets about them to light. With the Moon in the reverse, this feels like a lot of information kind of coming out. And I do feel like it could be something that you may have not known previously about this person, but this feels like an energy of being able to actually find out a lot. And it's kind of answering a lot of questions. I do feel like with the Moon in the reverse, this also feels like an energy of being able to have a lot of your concerns, a lot of your worries, also be something that's relieved when it comes to being able to find out a lot of messages or information or secrets with this in the reverse. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We've got the 4th house with roots. We've got Mercury with mind. And we have Gemini with I think. So we do have the 4th house with roots. This is a Cancer ruled house. You could be dealing with a Cancer. But this does also feel like an energy of being able to have a lot of comfortable energy when it comes to how a person feels about you and about this connection. I also feel like there's history here when it comes to the person you are dealing with. I do feel like there's a sense of being able to experience a sense of familiarity when it comes to how this person feels about you. With the 4th house card showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of being able to experience a lot of emotional comfortability in this connection with you. It does feel like a sense of being able to have a connection that feels calming. It feels like one that's kind of soothing. I also get this with this Temperance card showing up over here. This does feel like an energy of someone who feels a lot of comfort in your presence, in your connection as well. I do feel like with this 9 of Pentacles card showing up over here, it also feels like this person has a lot of respect for you. I also feel like there's a sense of being in a space where they admire you on a deep level. And when it comes to your connection, I also feel like there's a sense of actually prioritizing it. Do you feel like with this Mercury card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of this person being someone who has space in your mind. It's like they are on your mind rent free. Do you feel like there's a sense of having a lot of a lot of thinking about this person, a lot of thinking about this connection. I do feel like there is also a mental connection that goes quite deep. And when it comes to this person being on your mind and being someone who you perhaps think about a lot, I do feel like there's also a sense of this person kind of having that feeling be mutual. I do feel like when it comes to thinking about this connection, from this person, there is a sense of actually being in a space where they feel positive emotions associated with that thinking and those thoughts. With the Gemini card showing up over here, this feels like there's going to be communication. I do feel like with this King of Swords showing up over here, it also feels like an energy of kind of prioritizing communication. I do feel like there's also a sense of being able to get to the heart of the message and wanting to be able to communicate something important. So I do feel like there is communication, but I also feel that with the Gemini card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to actually partner up and be able to actually have a partnership that feels like it's also contributing to the success of your connection. Do you feel like you may have a lot of compatibility, and it shows through your ability to be able to talk and be able to have conversations? It's connection. I do feel like you could be dealing with someone who's quite a good conversationalist. I do also feel that with the Gemini card showing up over here, you could be a really good listener, or this person could be a good listener, but there's this sense of being able to hear someone when they talk. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.